Want to see more cool videos on our channel? We do, so press this bell and enable to send notifications.
Life, more often than not, happens above ground, yet there's a whole new world below the surface. Under the ground, a lot of mystery is yet to be uncovered. Secrets buried under, looking for escape. For years now, explorers of our time have been trying to get to the farthest spaces down below with the aim of beating existing records. To achieve these milestones, they have travelled across endless black tunnels in search of the great unknown. What answers lie in these caves that are scattered all over our world? Even better, these explorers bring to the surface some unusual questions, leaving us perturbed and disturbed. How far are the courageous explorers willing to go? Let's find out. Explorers are intent on getting to the 2,000-metre mark, and we're not talking about mountain peaks that overlook the horizons, scenic landscapes and clouds. We're talking about caving and going deeper and deeper into the core of the Earth. These expeditions are mostly signified by spells of pitch darkness and deafening silence. Not everyone can take up this kind of adventure. In 1956, explorers in France broke the 1,000-metre record, and since then many have been keen to set a new world record, the current record which translates to 6,500 feet. Truth be told, it's a dangerous exercise and some have not made it back up. That said, a mixture of wonder and fear lies under the surface. It was not until the explorers were able to land on a massive display of Mother Nature that some of these feats were achieved. Number 10. Cave of the Hanging Serpents. Here's a cave that's home to a few more snakes. Even the brave Indiana Jones wouldn't dare set foot in this cave. It's been given the nickname the Cave of the Hanging Serpents. It's located near a village called Cantimo in southern Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. It's also known as the Bat Cave. Every year the cave becomes more and more popular. It gets over 300 visitors per year. These visitors want to catch a glimpse of the chilling acts of these reptiles as they capture their prey. In this cave, yellow-red rat snakes dangle down from the ceiling and capture the bats. As scary as the snakes look, they are not venomous. That probably gives the humans more confidence to visit the site so regularly. Look at how slimy and slithery it all looks. Doesn't it make your blood a little hot? If you had free tickets to go to this place, would you show up? Let us know in the comments. Number 9. Veryochina Cave. This cave currently holds the title of the deepest cave ever discovered. It's also next to Kribera in Abkhazia in northwest Georgia. A group of Russian speleologists were ably led by Pavel Demidov and Ilya Turbanov as they descended to the cave with dimensions of 2,212 meters or 7,257 feet. This depth compares to the Burj Khalifa inverted to an upside-down state and the Empire State Building added under it. It goes without saying that the deeper you go, the less natural light you have. It's pitch dark all through, and you can't do without a flashlight. Woe unto you if you drop it accidentally. It also gets very cold down there because of the freezing water that gets out in some of the waterways. With this crucial detail, would you be one of the brave ones who would go ahead with such a mission? Let us know. Why explore caves? How does it matter in the grand scheme of things? Caves are said to have microbes, minerals as well as bacteria which could very well lead to breakthroughs into new medicine, antibiotics, as well as new, never-seen animals. Caves also give us a window to investigate the Earth's past, climate and environs. This could inform our present times and future. Number 8. Cave of Altamira. On the flip side, some discoveries leave chills down your spine. Picture discovering a 33-foot anaconda. That would be a tale you would live to tell, given that the monster snake doesn't swallow you whole. In 2016, an exploration in the cave of Altamira in North Brazil came with a discovery that the construction workers were not ready for. The gigantic reptile was 400 kilograms, which is equivalent to 882 pounds. Before then, the largest snake to ever be captured and recorded was Medusa, which is 25 feet long. That's 8 feet shorter than the anaconda captured in Brazil. Number 7. Ellison Cave. Found on the other side of the United States, Ellison Cave is another eerie but enchanting cave. This cave houses a very unique masterpiece which is famously known as the Fantastic Pit. There's however nothing fantastic about it, it's terrifying. This is apparently the deepest cave drop in the whole of the United States. It's a sight that'll make your insides shudder into jelly, especially if you suffer from agoraphobia. To make it to this cave, you first have to take a trek to Pigeon Mountain on the Appalachian Plateaus of northwestern Georgia. Once up there, you'll have to go through long stretches of darkness, whereby you'll first pass through the warm-up pit and then proceed to the real cave. The cave is 12 miles deep. The vertical drop is 586 feet and 179 meters. This means that the cave is twice the size of the Statue of Liberty. This is pretty deep, but still fades in comparison to the deepest cave in the world, which is the Crubera Cave, discovered by Sergio and his crew. Crubera held the deepest cave title in the Guinness World Book of Records for a very long time, until it lost the title. Number 6. Cueva de los Aviones, Cave of the Aircraft. You might not want to go looking at slithering snakes, but you might be interested in finding some precious rare jewels. This happened in Cueva de los Aviones, better known as the Cave of the Aircraft. It's near Cartagena in southeastern Spain. This jewellery wasn't as we know it today. It was traditional jewellery fashioned by a Neanderthal, thought to be 15,000 years old. The jewellery was made from bone, tooth, ivory or stone. This cave passes across a river in between some mountains and waterfalls, and other than looking out for a treasure cove of jewellery, you might find some adventure. Additionally, some researchers came across ochre as well as perforated seashells that had red and yellow colorants. These gems date back to 20,000 years ago, when Europe first saw modern people. They could be the first ever ornaments worn by the Homo sapiens. Number 5. Waitomo Glowworm Cave. In Waitomo, New Zealand, explorers have discovered the Waitomo Glowworm Cave. They are one of the most popular natural attractions ever seen. Thing is, you have to kayak under thousands upon thousands of creepy-crawly creatures. The name Waitomo is delivered from the Maori words Wai to mean water and Tomo to mean hole or shaft. At first, these creatures astonished explorers and they sought to figure out how and why they glow. In recent years, it's been found that the glowworms contain bioluminescent bacteria. It creates the picturesque image that you're floating under a million stars. These bacteria are, however, not harmful. Number 4. Crubera Cave. Crubera Cave is near the top of this list. Located in Abkhazia, Georgia, it's tucked away in a remote mountainous region of the Gandra Range. Fueled with curiosity, explorers went deeper and deeper, wanting to discover what lay beyond the caves. 56 cavers who came from 7 countries spent 4 weeks in this very risky expedition. It was quite the grueling experience as they skillfully traversed through darkness and freezing pools that were 10 feet high or more. This was a sure test to their physical and emotional capacity. Because the explorers had prepared for what lay ahead, the freezing water was not a big deal. A little overconfidence goes a long way. Sergio Garza Dios de la Vega, one of the explorers, discovered his waterproof bodysuit had a few holes in it, and the freezing water became one with him as it seeped through. He's quoted saying, "The water was so cold I could not feel my fingers." This was a defining moment for Sergio. What would you do if this was you? Sergio was set to finish what he'd started. A few weeks later, Sergio and his colleagues reached the 2,000 mark after countless moments of adversity. Their reward was finding a very intriguing chamber that was 2,080 meters, which would translate to 6,824 feet. This was then called the bottom of the world. They gave the location the name Game Over. Number 3. Caves of Slovenia, Croatia. Deeper in the caves of Slovenia, Croatia, an interesting never-aging creature lives, known as the Olm salamander, which eats and breathes underwater. This creature is blind, and some refer to it as the human fish because of its pinkish skin. It's one of a kind, and because of being in the cave for so long, it's developed super senses and is said to sense any form of electricity. It gets to sexual maturity at 16 years, and at that point stops growing and remains sweet 16 for the next 100 years. How cool is that? Don't we all wish we had such superpowers? Number 2. Cave of the Crystals. Some fascinating structures are also uncovered deep in the underbelly of Mexico. This is the Cave of the Crystals. These crystalline structures are the largest ever to be seen 1,000 feet below the surface. After scientists analysed them, they found 50,000 euro bacteria that were alive. The crystals are good breeding grounds for bacteria. Standing next to the average human, the crystals look like giant pillars. They stand confidently at 12 meters, or if you like, 39 feet. That's 6 feet longer than the anaconda discovered in Mexico. And at number 1, it's the Cave of El Castillo. In the Cave of El Castillo, you'll see stunning ridges and tunnels. Archaeologists explored the tunnels in 1903 and discovered cave paintings, the oldest to ever be seen. Some have also got outlines of the painter's hands. They're believed to be 40,000 years old and offer a unique perspective to the ancient days. It's indeed possible to find fossils and relics, but the cave near Utah's Salt Lake gave whole new understanding. During the excavations in the 1930s, a very rare discovery was made about the Apache and Navajo nations that ruled the lands. They were major fans of gaming and gambling. This was evidenced by the gambling aids that the researchers found. Some were cards, sticks and canes that had markings to indicate values. The scariest part of this video had to be the slithering snakes for most people, I guess. What would you say spooked you the most? Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please let me know by clicking the like button. Do share, write a comment, and don't forget to subscribe so you can catch up my next video.